You're in a meeting. Everyone is laughing. Everyone is nodding along. And you notice something no one else sees. A slight tension in your colleague's jaw when he smiles. A microsecond of hesitation in your friend's voice when she says, "Everything is fine." A glance that lasts a fraction of a second too long in a direction it shouldn't. And then your brain won't stop. It analyzes, it compares, it searches for the crack in the wall that everyone else is pretending not to see. And while the others enjoy the moment, you're already carrying the weight of what you know. That weight no one talks about because no one around you truly understands what it means to see too much. So here is the question that will stay open throughout this video, the one you won't have the answer to right away. Is this ability to perceive everything a gift, or is it something that is slowly consuming you from the inside? Stay with me, because the answer is going to surprise you. Most people think those who notice everything are just highly intuitive, a compliment, a sign of intelligence. But cognitive psychology tells us something very different. It's not about a mysterious gift. It's a particular neurological architecture, what researchers call thin slicing, combined with hypersensitivity to incongruence. Think of the ordinary brain as a theater audience. It watches the stage, believes the actors, lives the story being presented. But certain brains don't watch the stage. They watch the wings. They see the props trembling, the sweat on the back of the actor's neck, the prompter's hands slipping out of the shadows. And that brain cannot choose to stop. It cannot decide not to see. That's where the problem begins. Because seeing too much isn't just uncomfortable. It's exhausting in a way most people can't even imagine. And it creates 3 very precise psychological traps. The first of which is probably the one you know best, even if you've never known what to call it. First trap, becoming the enemy of a truth no one asked for. In Greek mythology, there was a prophetess named Cassandra. Apollo gave her an extraordinary gift to see the truth, always, without exception. But this gift was cursed. No one ever believed her. Cassandra saw disasters coming. She shouted warnings, and everyone looked at her as though she were unstable, paranoid, disruptive. People who perceive too much in the modern world are the Cassandras of human relationships. Society runs on polite lies, on masks, on silent agreements. We shake hands knowing the other person doesn't mean what they say. We laugh at jokes we don't find funny. We say, "I'm fine," while falling apart inside. And everyone silently has agreed to play along. Except you. You walk into a room and you see directly what is actually happening. Your colleague complaining about an exhausting, unfair boss, while you know perfectly well that he's missing deadlines and manipulating office opinion with his tears. You drop one honest sentence, just one, and in a second, the atmosphere shifts. No one looks at you the same way anymore. Why? Because in psychoanalysis, this is called projection and ego defense. When someone sees their true face exposed without asking for it, the brain responds with a reflexive counterattack, and you become the villain of the story, the one who is cold, arrogant, lacking empathy. Truth has a price, and that price is often your place in the group. Second trap, the obsession with deciphering that never stops. And this is where it gets truly dangerous, because after years of seeing lies behind every smile, the brain starts seeing lies everywhere, even where there are none. A compliment from your partner is no longer a compliment. It's a strategy. A gift is no longer a gesture of love. It's disguised guilt. A reply that comes 30 minutes late is no longer because the other person is busy. It becomes the beginning of the end. You live in a state of permanent alert, like a security system that never deactivates. And here is the cruel paradox at the heart of this trap. The more you analyze, the more you protect yourself. But the more you protect yourself, the less you can feel anything real. This is what psychology calls confirmation bias. Your brain searches for evidence to validate what it already believes, and it always finds it because it knows exactly where to look. You win every mental game. You see every mask fall. You never get fooled. But the price you pay for that is an inner peace you may not have known for a very long time. And now, here is what I haven't told you yet. There is a third trap, and it is the most painful of the three, because it concerns something you certainly feel, but may have never been able to name. Third trap, the loneliness of the silent witness. There is a kind of loneliness that only people who see too much can truly understand. It is not the loneliness of being alone. It is the loneliness of being surrounded by people, watching a tragedy unfold in front of you, and being unable to say a single word. You attend the wedding of a close friend. Everyone is celebrating. Everyone is crying with joy. And you see in the groom's fleeting glance toward the bridesmaid, in the bride's forced smile, hiding a deep anxiety, that this union is built on sand. You see the collapse coming at the very moment everyone raises their glass, and you raise yours too. And you say, wishing you a lifetime of happiness. It's like knowing the Titanic is going to sink while standing in first class, watching everyone dance. You cannot warn anyone, and even if you tried, no one would believe you. This weight, no one sees it on you, because you are so skilled at reading others that you know exactly what they need to hear. You become the perfect diplomat, the one people turn to, the one who always knows what to say. But in return, no one reads you. No one knows what you truly need. People assume you are too strong, too clear-sighted to need protection. You see through everyone. But when others look at you, they only see their own reflection. So what is the way out? Is there one? I promised you an answer at the beginning of this video. Here it is. The goal is not to see less. That's impossible. It's like asking someone with perfect vision to pretend they're nearsighted. What you can change is your relationship to what you see. Principle 1. Strategic ignorance. Seeing something true does not obligate you to react. Clearly separate what is true from what is your responsibility. Your colleague transparently flattering the boss. You see it. But does it affect your work? Is it your role to intervene? If not, let it pass like a cloud in the sky. You can see it's grey without needing to chase it away. Your ability to perceive is a navigation tool, not a divine mission. It's there to help you make safer choices for yourself, not to clean up the world. Principle 2. Accepting masks as a human reality. Your exhaustion often comes from holding an impossibly high standard of authenticity. You expect people to be real, transparent, consistent. But look again, this time through the lens of empathy. Why do people wear masks? Rarely to hurt you, most of the time to hide a wound, an insecurity, the fear of not being loved as they truly are. The man who brags at the table is a child craving attention. The friend who seems cold and distant is someone who has been betrayed and is trembling inside. When you understand this, anger and disgust begin to give way to something more powerful, radical acceptance. You see the mask, but you don't rip it off. You let the other person feel safe inside it. Principle 3. Living in the present in spite of what you sense. This is the hardest one. When your radar detects that something is wrong in a relationship, you can note the information. Keep it somewhere in the back of your mind. without letting it devour the present moment. If your intuition tells you there is a 20% chance this relationship ends badly, have the courage to accept that 20% and fully live the 80% of happiness that is right here, right now, in front of you. You see the thorns on the rose, but if you spend all your time analyzing the sharpness of each thorn, you will never smell the flower. When you learn to let go like this, something unexpected happens. Your perception doesn't disappear, it evolves. You are no longer an X-ray machine exposing every flaw. You become a silent lighthouse. You see the hidden rocks and the dangerous currents, but instead of panicking, you calmly guide your ship through. This level of perception is a brutal gift, but it's also the most beautiful one if you learn to master it without letting it consume you. If you recognize yourself in this video, if you have always noticed what others miss, remember this: you are not alone. Among the 3 traps we just explored, which one do you fall into most often? Leave it in the comments. And if this video brought you something, share it with someone who is also carrying this weight in silence. See you next time.